Alright guys, I'm going to make well, probably not, I hope it's quick. A quick video. I'm working on the Fireplace Crane project. Check out that video, but in that process I've decided I need to do a tenon to connect two pieces of 1-inch square steel together. I've decided that tenon is going to be 3/4 inch high by 1/2 inch wide, and what I need to do basically is create a hole through here that size. So I need an eye punch basically that's 3/4 inch by 1 inch. No, 3/4 inch by 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to need to create some type of monkey punch or a monkey plate. I don't know what you'd call it, but on the horizontal piece, I'll go ahead and taper that down. But then I want to square this edge off on the tenon, so I need a monkey punch. I think is what you'd call a punch thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a plate with a hole the right size in it, and I'm just going to drive that down through to square this off. I'm not sure if you call it a monkey punch or not. So I'm going to make those two tools right now. The eye punch, I found this in my box of punches. I'm actually not sure what steel it is. From the distortion on the end here, I'm a little concerned, but we're going to go with this because I think it's damn near 1 by 1 square right now. So I'm going to reshape this into a 1/2 inch by 3/4 inch eye punch. We'll throw a handle on it, I think, too, just because it's probably something I'll probably use again. And then for the plate, the monkey punch, I'll keep calling it that. It can't possibly be a punch. It'll be a plate. For the swage, it's probably a swage. For the swage on this side, I'm gonna just take a piece of plate steel. I'll use the eye punch to punch a hole through it, maybe, or I might resize it a different way. Get this hole the right size, and then just heat this end up and pound it down into it to flatten it out. So stay tuned. The big part of this project is the eye punch, which I've never done before, which is very usual for Chandler. You'd think after a while I'd be doing something I've done before. Stay tuned. Things in the fire. I'm sitting here thinking, I got myself a chicken and an egg problem. If I made the swage first, I could make the punch by putting it through the swage. But how do you make the swage without the punch? Make the punch first, and I can make the swage. I don't know what to do. Just clean up the end of this punch a little bit. Square it back off. Just clean it up a bit. And then I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and upset this side back. There's no sense in losing that steel. But we'll clean up this end first. First thing I should have done was made up some tongs. Do another tone video here pretty soon. I got a few I want to make. Alright, so we cleaned that end up a little bit so it looks much nicer. I'll cool that down, and then we'll just upset this end back a little just to get that steel consolidated, and then we'll get the shape we want. Set that end a little bit. Without letting go of it, it would be good. If I could do it without letting go of it, it would be good. Actually, we don't have to upset it any more than the dimension that we're after for the punch. We'll do a little more. Not too shabby. Tongs that just don't want to cooperate. Try some of these, maybe that'll be better. I think that's good enough. Sure, semi-square. Alright, now I figure I gotta punch through 1-inch stuff, so I probably want at least 1 inch of the right size. I don't want to go too far because it'll weaken that piece, I think, a little bit more than I want it to be weakened. Wasn't as straight as I like. So we'll go like, we'll work off maybe 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches, which I'll mark the anvil and we'll go from there. And what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and squeeze this in. Actually, I don't have to squeeze it this way at all. It should be 3/4 inch and squeeze this into 1/2 inch. That's the plan. This is 1.5 inches, and then we'll give myself a mark for 1.25 inches so I can decide what I want to do. And then for 1/2 inch size, just to get an idea of where I am. From the edge of that hardy to here is 1/2 inch. So there's some dimensions that I can use when I go to shape this thing. Decided I like the 1.5 inches better, but we'll be stretching it when we get there. So we're gonna go right about there. I'm just gonna put myself a little mark on both sides, just so I have an idea where I'm going. That's good. And we'll just work on both sides, try to keep that in the middle if I can. And we're going for 1/2 inch thick. A little wider than 1/2 inch because I want a little extra room there for when I go to the grinder to clean it up. Right thickness there now. And by the time I grind it off, I don't know, something tells me I want to go longer though, but I don't think I do. I really don't. One reason that I might is as I use this punch, I might end up dressing it enough where it becomes a little too short. I'm just going to go ahead and dress these edges a little. I think we want them perfectly cornered there. Stop, Jones. I'm telling you, I think that's all I got to do. We are just 1/16 over 1/2 and about 1/16 over 3/4. So I kind of like that. Let me go dress that up on the grinder. And again, I'm punching through this stuff. I think that's all right. I think I got plenty of length on this punch, but let me dress it up. All dressed up. I hope I went long enough there. You know, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but you got the right idea. So there is a 1/2 inch by 3/4. And I want to put a handle on this thing. I don't know where to put the handle, up top or down low. Maybe right here in the center, I guess, would be the place to do it. I mean, this is twice as long as it needs to be. I should probably just nip the damn thing off, because, but we'll see. Another thing you could have done besides forging this out was just grind this down. It wouldn't have taken long on the grinder to do that. Should I punch a hole through here and put a handle in that way? Weld a handle in, we'll just use a regular welder, or should I just weld the handle to the outside? I think I'm going to heat it up and punch a hole through there and put the handle in. Slit it with this punch and then we'll just drift it out with that one. So that's the plan. I think we're ready to go here. I think we're plenty hot enough here to do that. So we'll say we'll go in the center here. Just going to give a little tap to make sure I'm happy with angle and center, which I'm not. That looks better. Halfway through. Roll that over. I can see where I'm going. like it. I like it. I got a plug coming out the other end. So you can see the plug there. And I'm just going to heat it up and we'll drift that out. Really like to get, I'm surprised that a plug was created from what I was doing, but we're gonna just run this punch through. Make sure we're staying relatively centered here, which doesn't look too bad to me. I'll flip that over and go back through this way the rest of the way. Well, there's a little bit of that plug left. There we go, she's gone now. She's gone now. I think we can run it through now. I think we're okay, except we split the mother effer. That. It's a little too cold. We started creating a split. I'm going to heat this up. We're going to just bring that together. It's unfortunate, thank goodness this isn't a hammer I'm really trying to go for. I'm going to weld anyway, so let me just straighten it up. I'll be alright. Another lesson learned. This rebar has a handle, so I'll just pinch that in there. Get things straightened out the way I want it to be. This is a pretty sad excuse, guys. I apologize for the quality that we're seeing here, but it is what it is. We will do better next time. We will do better next time. I'm a little bit not as straight as I want to be. So basically what I'm doing is pinching that rebar in there, trying to get everything centered straight so it'll work well when I get ready to hit. I think it will. I'll go ahead and weld that up, and then we'll, I guess we'll go ahead and harden the darn thing and temper it. It's going to get tempered by the heat anyway, but not as pretty as I hoped, but it'll work. It will not cut. Just, again, this is a quick and dirty tool. I'm going to go ahead. I don't know whether I need to harden it or not, but I think I will. We'll harden up the front end of it a little bit, and at least that'll give us a little hardness on this first punch anyway, and we'll go from there. Really let me use my 4-pounder to hit those punches with. I cannot believe it. Look what I did to my poor hammer. Damn it. Now I gotta dress that up. Shoot. You were supposed to be using this one. As ugly as she is, there she is. Hopefully it'll work. Threw a little bit of a temper on there. Again, I don't even know what steel this punch was, and by the time I get done punching one hole, this thing's going to be heated up enough where any hardening is going to be gone. Hopefully we're going to be in good shape, and I'll be able to put an eye through a piece of 1-inch steel, which I have in the forge, and we're going to go ahead and try that. And then I think what I can do, if that works, I can use that 1-inch piece as my swage. Felt scared, I'll be scared. Got the right hammer this time anyway. Let's see what we end up doing here. So again, I'm not trying to drift. I'm trying to punch a hole is what we're after. There's something heavy on there. There you go. So, simulating my mortise and tenon. I don't want to distort too much. Let's see what happens. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, that ain't horrible. It's not horrible. I think I can deal with that. We distorted more than I wanted to, but I knew we were going to distort some anyway. Let's see what happens. It looks pretty so far. I'm going to go a little farther, then we'll flip it over and hopefully be able to put a plug out of there. Round 2 here if we can. I hope this works. Hopefully that's enough. I can flip this thing over. See, I don't see a show here, so I'm going to have to guess, which I don't like doing. Something just chipped off. I don't know what's chipping. Come on, punch through. Go. We're alright. What the hell chipped off? Something went flying. It's not part of the punch, it's not part of the hammer. Interesting. Alright, I think one more heat. And we'll be able to get that plug out of there. I think I need to do this a few more times to figure it out. Alrighty. I think this thing will work. I don't know. That was it. There she is. Let's see what we get now. Here's my problem. Alright, we're happy there. Get out of there. There we go. Don't fall. Oh. So I'm relatively happy with the hole, but we're all distorted in things, so let me go ahead and reshape or get it flattened out. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure if this is going to work for me. Plug that came out, which looks cool, but I'm thinking it's a little thinner than I really want it to be. So again, I don't know shit about this and I'm learning, but we want a square hole, I got a square hole. That's the most important part. The thing I'm worried about now is using that hole as a swage. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's the wrong size. I'm not sure. We're gonna see here in a second, but there's the plug. Alright, all I'm really trying to do now is just see what we got going on here. I don't know, it doesn't look horrible. So let's see if we can flatten this thing out. What happens when we do that? In comparison to our punch. That's the question. So we're definitely longer than the punch right now. A couple of pieces in there I wanted to get out. Question is, will that be alright as a swage? And then in the long run, will that be alright when I do the tenon? Do you know what I'm saying? We're distorted a lot more than I want to be. But perhaps as a swage, having that distortion on the bottom would be good. I don't know a thing about what I'd be doing. I'm going to run this through one more time. Looks good there. get up there. That's why you don't put your handle on. The handle should have went this way, so I can rock it back and forth. I don't know, guys. Let's just clean this thing up a little. We'll see. I think for the project I'm okay. God dang it. But I'm not 100% sure. Let me clean it up a little, see what's going on. Alright, so not knowing what I'm doing, here's what I got, which isn't horrible. Alright, I don't think it's horrible. It distorted a little bit bigger than the punch was. So I just took a little bit off the punch, so maybe kind of even out the distortion, so that when I punch the hole, this swage will get me someplace, I hope, close to where I want to be. I don't know. I'm not exactly happy with it, but we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to run a test run right now. Guys, we're going to do a full test run on this, and then the build project will be, the tool project will be done, I hope. So, you know, I'm throwing around 1-inch steel like I got money, but we're going to go ahead. I'll punch a hole in this, very similar to what I did there. And then we'll go ahead and put a tenon on this, and we'll see. We'll see if it's all going to work out. I think it will. I hope it will anyway. I put a little 1-inch tube on the bottom of this so I can hold that in the hardy hole or into the anvil if I want to. So we'll do this quietly in high speed, and we'll see what it looks like. See what we can do here. See about getting some type of something done here. So we'll go right in the center. Motherfuck, did you see that? Oh, I hope I didn't just break my fucking leg, because that will fucking suck. Let's go back to the heat. I don't know what damage I did, but that hurt so much I feel like puking. Oh my god. So, while that's heating, I freaking missed the top of the thing. I came right down and hit me right in the knee. I hope it's on film, because I'll show that as a separate freaking video to show you what it's like to freaking not be smart. Oh my god, that hurts. Alright, hold tight. Try that again. Hopefully without freaking missing this time. Alright. That looks good. Looks good, looks good. I really don't have a show on the other side, so we'll heat it up and we'll see if we can get that plug out. It's looking pretty good now. So the odd thing for me is normally when I'm any punching that I've done so far, I've always had a show on the other side to show me where that plug is. That bang that you just heard was a wet punch. A little bit of water inside that thing. So I don't know where the eye is exactly here, and I don't want to be off a little bit. God, I hope I'm right. So for those of you that are experts, tell me what I need to do to know where that eye is right. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. Of course, I can't think straight. My freaking leg throbbing the way it is. Why am I not getting a show? Don't you think I should? Let's heat it up again. We're going to see what happens here. That's actually a lot hotter than it looks. I think I'm off just a little bit, so I'm going to try to just gently persuade this thing over. Yeah, there we go. I guess the key is not to be off at all. doesn't look too bad. I think one more heat and we'll have it. Oh my God, I suck. See, I don't want this distortion that's happening. That's the bitch of it right there. See, if it was a hammer, I wouldn't mind slitting it through and then going ahead and drifting it to round it out. But in this case, I'm trying to keep that steel. I don't want much of a deformation on the outside as far as thickness goes. So I don't know. I'm not liking the way it's bulging out. But hey, you know what? Try again. You guys let me know what I'm doing wrong. Top again. Hopefully, we can get that plug out. There we go. She's gone. I know if I hit it on the side like this, I'm going to stretch that hole longer. But I really am more important. I don't want this bulge. So we're going to see what that does. Wish I'd turn that handle 90 degrees. I'll tell you, it doesn't look bad, guys. It really doesn't. So it looks pretty freaking good. It looks about the rest. It's exaggerated on this side, so this might be the side that I do the peening over on, and it'll fill that up and hold that in nice and tight. So maybe that'll work to my advantage. Let me straighten this up, and then we'll go get the tenon made. There's the plug that I just did. I can't tell if you can see with the sun or not. And that's the other one, so they're almost exactly the same. You would expect that, but I don't know. Straighten this thing back up. Just trying to get it straight this way, and then I'll throw that punch in. It isn't too bad. Throw that punch in this side. Straighten up this way. Get out of there. Crying out loud, children, come here. I tell you, we're having a hell of a day today. Hell of a day, that's it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Alright. So, you got a bit of a curve to it, but I can deal with that, I guess. Or I'm going to deal with it. I don't have much of a choice. A little longer piece, I'll be able to sprig with it a little bit more. I'm happy enough with it. We'll set that off to the side and we'll get our tenon started. I know what I'm doing. Now everything's dark. Jeez Louise. I needed the tenon to be 1 inch long. I'm going to go 2 inches. I'll leave myself a mark here around 2 inches for the length of that tenon, and hopefully that extra inch will give me enough to peen that over and have something that holds. That's the plan anyway. Geez, are we better off? I guess you're alright there. If I were to block this light. You'll see it once it's hot, I'll bet you. Alright, for this tenon, just mark this, mark this. We need to go in 1/4 inch on each side, and only 1/8 inch on the other side. Supposedly. That don't look like no 1/2 inch to me, I'll tell you. That's why we're doing this test piece. I don't mess up the good piece. Alrighty. There's some big ass steel. Tell me what you think. Are we close? Closer. One more time, I think. Calls for a big hammer. We got my 4-pounder, a little bit lighter now that I had to dress up the end, but at least I dressed it up. Get this sucker done now. Trying to keep it in the center, I think, is the hardest thing I haven't figured out how to do yet. But it's possible. I guess I only got to do 2 of these when I get done. The thing I want to do is fool yourself that the end is good when it really isn't. Not bad for a man with a potentially shattered kneecap, huh? What the hell? You got 2 knees, don't you? See where we're at. Boy, I'll tell you, we ain't there yet. 3 knees, we won't go there, right? Give this thing another go. I swear, keeping this thing centered is such a problem for me. So if any of you guys have any suggestions, don't be bashful. Unless your suggestion is give up, Chandler. This ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Alright, let's see what we're looking like now. Man, it just seems like there's so much farther to go. Whew. It just seems like there's so much farther to go. Alright, let's see what the actual piece looks like. Well, alright guys. We'll keep hammering, eh? This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And on top of that, my 2 inches has grown to a hell of a lot more than I expected it to be. I'll tell you, we're getting closer. The question is, did I draw it out that far or did I keep eating away on this end? I should have measured what I had here. Boy, I'll tell you. I thought that tenon would look a lot smaller than it did with the dimensions I chose. I really did. I really did. We're close. Alrighty. One more time. Sucker, where we want it to be now. Really goddamn close. Got 7 times more than I needed. think we're there. So again, I only needed 2 inches, right? So I'm going to nip that off. I wish I knew whether I threw it out that far or if I kept walking back. I don't know. But we'll play it safe. We'll cut these pieces cut long for a reason. We'll give ourselves the 2 inches we thought we needed to begin with. Plus I'm going to upset a little here. Call it right there. Call it right there. Alright. Now, I got this idea that I could probably just use the piece that I'm going into as the monkey punch part. But for this video, we'll just try the monkey punch out, see how it goes, and then see if everything's squared up. And then when we do, and then go back and watch the fire crane video, you'll see me actually maybe try a different technique. Is if this swage actually works, I won't be able to get it back off. I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't know. My strategy is gonna be to swage it down through, hopefully get it upset here on the shoulder where I want it to be, and then we'll cool it, and hopefully it'll come off that way, like a nail. So I won't fire back up again, but let's see what we can do here. Let me get in different spots so you can see what I'm doing. Horrible. It isn't good enough though. You see I got all that distortion there I don't want, but it isn't horrible. And it's coming right off, which is good. So, but you see what we got there, right? Oh, I got the wrong tongues to be showing you. I mean, it's doing what it needs to do, so I think one more upset and we'll be good. Alright guys, let's hope this is it. Let's hope I'm on. Everybody's happy. Let's hope that we can get it down where we want it to be. It ain't horrible. I can tell you it ain't horrible. Oh hell, I'd live with that right now. I mean, maybe one of you pros wouldn't, but that looks pretty damn good to me. A little bit crooked fried, but if I'm a little bit more careful here, I think we'll be alright. And there goes our tool. Gosh guys, that's not bad at all. I mean, for a first try of it anyway. This part here, but that's my fault. And fortunately we want this to look rough. It's a big ass piece of steel, you know what I mean? And this time it is steel, not tungsten freaking carbide. I'm getting kind of sick of all the grief I'm getting over tungsten carbide. I made a mistake, man. Shoot me. Alright, this should fit. Oh, I think it will. I think it will fit. Very freaking well, if I do say so myself. And I think I got a little too much steel, but you know what, let's go ahead. I mean, I might frig up a few of these on the real project. Let me heat this end. Let's see what we get when we go ahead and peen that over. Let's see what it looks like. That is this top piece. We're going to bring her straight down if we can. Trying to upset it. I might have to build myself a set of tongages to do that. But this is looking good so far. Let me heat that up again. We don't want it to roll like it is. There, you see that roll? But I had a little more steel, and then I think I'll leave next time. A little hotter than that sun's like. Let's go ahead. Jesus. How many times are you gonna miss? Well, I'm telling you, except for that little rollover, which again is probably a result of the length of the steel that I chose, I'm liking how this is turning out. Maybe you pros wouldn't, maybe I wouldn't win any awards with it, but one more time I think we're gonna have it. Guys, let's hope this is about where we want it to be. I'm just gonna start bringing these edges down. See better than I can in this sun. Here I am complaining about sun, can you believe it? Oh my. Alright. I think that's enough to prove the point. There's a 1-inch bar. I'm sorry for the curve there, but we could straighten that out. Going through a 1-inch bar. Holy crap balls. Alright, so the video was the tooling. Although it may not be the most orthodox tooling in the world. Chicken and egged it. Alright, tenon or mortise, I don't know what the freak you call it. Punch, mortising punch I guess. And then swage here. Eye punch, that's what I'm going to call it, because that's what you guys would call it. To create a 1-inch tenon through 1 inch. Again, it may not be beautiful, and I would clean this up a lot more than I did. But practice, that's the point. We got to get everything square, everything's got to be perfect. So I hope I don't frig up the real one nearly as much, but quite honestly, if this was straight and everything was square, I wouldn't be too disappointed with the way it turned out. So there you have it. Now go back and watch the crane video and we'll see exactly how the thing does turn out. Take care. Whew, my knee. It's still here. I don't know. I can't bend down much, but I can walk now. Wasn't able to walk for a while. Oh, hang on. I always wonder what would happen if some accident happened. Thank God it wasn't a major accident. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I can tell you besides to watch what the hell you're doing, right? It just happens. You know, safety first, but when you're playing with fire and hot steel, it ain't first. Take care. Catch you on the next one. Thanks.